Hey, welcome back everybody. So, the cost of hunting ammo is just getting ridiculous. For anything quality, it's getting kind of up there. I know there's bismuth and tungsten heavy shot. Now there's all this stuff, steel. I've had really good luck over the years with steel shot. If you get a good pattern and you shoot within the distances that it's effective, right? So for me, the maximum is about 40 yards. I typically shoot number 4 shot steel. I've had really good luck with it. I've taken ducks and geese, no problems, as long as I keep it, within that 40 yards and under, and I have a really good pattern. So, but I've also shot Boss for the last 3 years. I've shot Boss, and I am not knocking Boss. It's good ammo. I like it. I get good patterns. I get a real good velocity out of it. Not too high, not too low. It's kind of in that sweet spot. But for me to ship that to my house is $500 for 200 rounds. That adds up pretty fast. I've got 4 cases down here. That's $2,000. That's crazy. I'm going to start a series where I'm going to start loading my own. So I've got this MEC. This is the Steelmaster Press. It's strictly for steel. And I've got some different shot sizes, number 4s, number 6s, zinc plated steel. Picked it up over at Precision Reloading. I've got some powders, different powders to try. The hulls I'm running are Cheddite, 3-inch. Everything's going to be 3-inch. And different wads and things like that. So between Precision Reloading, MEC, and Ballistic Products, I've been able to pretty much find everything I need. Things are hit and miss from time to time. Supply and demand. I get it. But when you do find some stuff, pick it up and start loading. So I'm going to look at loading some 3-inch here. I've actually already loaded some. So I've got these real nice Cheddites here. These are number 4s. I've got some that are buffered, some that aren't buffered. Get some real nice crimps in here. I will have a more in-depth series on loading your own hunting ammunition on Rumble. Can't post it here anymore. Can't even show you how I would go through the process on YouTube. Apologize for that. Not my call. The press is specifically for steel, hence the name Steelmaster. What makes this press different than, let's say, the 600, the MEC 600 Junior, other presses they have, is this press right out of the box is set up to do, and it says it right here on the sticker too, 3.5 inch, which is really good for all those guys out there who love shooting 3.5 inch. I'm not one of them personally. I've shot it. I haven't got the patterns I was looking for with the heavier loads. I've gotten really good patterns out of 2 3/4 or 3-inch. So I'm sticking with 3. I get a little bit heavier payload, a little bit more shot. So I'm going to stick with the 3-inch, and we're going to go from there. But back to the press. MEC really nailed it on this press, I think. So it's set up to do 3.5 inch. Rather than having to pull the bolt out and adjust it like you do on the MEC 600, which is also a good press. I've got one. And currently, I've got this set up to do target loads. So 7.5 shot with tight wad powder. It's all dialed in. We can bang out, several boxes and go shoot some sporting clays or trap or 5 stand or whatever. And I love that press. And you can convert it to steel, no problem. They make a kit for it, easy peasy. But this has a bit of a trick to it here. So the spring right here, you can just lift this spring up with your one hand, and out comes what they call a short kit plate or kit. So what the short kit comes with is a plate. Actually, it's 2 plates. They just slip together. And it comes with 2 different size standoffs. You've got a short standoff here, and then you've got a longer standoff. And they just come in and out with a little 3/8 wrench, no big deal. You just unscrew it and screw in a taller or shorter standoff. Now, the shorter standoffs on this plate are, they're made to go from 3.5 inch down to a 3-inch. So, all you do is you put those 3 standoffs on your plate, and then this plate here, it just slides over. That's for your shells, your shell spots, your shell holders here. And then You raise this up, raise the spring up, and that spring just captures it. And there's a little tab on this plate, just captures it. And now, just like that, you are ready to go from 3.5 to 3 inch. Now if I wanted to do 2 3/4 inch, I would simply add the taller standoffs, moving that plate up just a little bit more. You'll find the short kit on the MEC website. You know, this happens to be, so this is all 12 gauge, everything I shoot's 12 gauge pretty much. This is kit number 8850, converts 12 gauge 3.5 to 3 inch or 2 3/4 inch. So what else does it come with? The ram tube. It does have a different size ram tube. The one that it comes with is, which is this one here, I've already taken it out. This one here is for the 3.5, and you swap that out, take your funnel tube out here, and then you've got this rammer tube. There's an Allen bolt right here, and you just back this off, spread these tabs apart just a little bit, and then drop in your ram tube. And the short kit comes with step-by-step instructions, also a blow-up on the back here. It's really simple. You pretty much can't mess this up. It'll show you how to adjust the ram tube. So once you get the ram tube in there, your little funnel tube in there, back in business. So if you've ever tried to start and get a good starter crimp, you really don't want to use the plastic one. These work perfectly fine if you've already fired a hole and it's got the pre-crimp kind of already set there. So not a big deal with that, works great. But when you're starting a new crimp that's on a hole that's never been crimped, you really should pick up this crimper here from Ballistic Products. It is, they just slide right in, you can adjust them, but it's a bronze, machined bronze crimper here. The other thing on this press is it's got the automatic primer feed, and that is handy, but just beware, until you have a hole in the last station, it's not going to automatically drop the primer, because this has to be actuated to do that. There is a little lever right here. You can just pull the lever and drop a primer until you start working your way around and getting things rolling. So, not a bad setup at all. With the bars, all the bars that are designed for steel are black bars, right? So all your bars that are for lead are a red bar. On the end of the bar, you're going to have some information. So this particular bar here is 1.5 ounce steel, BB through number 2, and this particular bar here for lead is for 1 1/4 ounce of lead shot. So now the steel, because of the volume of steel and size and stuff, different bars might be needed. So like I said, this one's BB through number 2. The one I have in here is this is number 3 through number 6, and I typically shoot number 4 shot for ducks. So unfortunately, I can't, due to the policies here on YouTube, I can't show you how to reload this stuff anymore. It's unfortunate, I get it. You can find us on Rumble. I'm going to be posting an entire series on some load development, pattern testing. In fact, I've got some stuff I've been working with here, and I'm going to pattern test all this stuff tomorrow. And you know, I've got these are, it's all number 4 shot. I'm running some blue dot powder. Some have buffer, some don't have buffer. Just looking to see what our patterns are out there. So with this machine, you know, you're of course going to get your instructions. It's got some, you know, really good photographs, really good instructions step by step. It's really easy to follow. There's honestly, from taking it out of the box, there's not much to do. One little wing nut and a chain for the primer tray. You know, put your bottles on, put your washer and your grommets underneath there. It's really not hard. Over on the other platform, I will show you how we got this all set up. Along with that, you can get your bushing chart from MEC, and you know, like I'm running blue dot. I want 28.5 grains for the particular load I'm running. So you come down, I've got 28.2 and 29.1 bushing number 31 or 32. Typically what I do is I'll make sure I have a bushing below the recommended number, the recommended bushing, and then one above it. And then I'll start throwing some powder charges and measuring those. I just put them on a scale. You can use a balance beam, or I just picked this ballistic scale up here from Ballistic Products, and it's a real nice scale. You get your little funnels and trays and everything, and it's spot on. The other thing I do is I've got a little chart right here. I'm loading 1 1/4 ounce steel shot number 4s, and so I know that that is 546.9 grains. I will also throw some shot charges out of here, and I will weigh those, and if I'm within, a couple, if I'm 544.2 grains, great, that's fine. It's going to throw charges just slightly different, which is no big deal. The volume of steel based on the size of the pellets will make a difference. So, that's why this is number 3 through number 6. You're going to have a little bit, based on the size of the pellets, you're going to have a little bit more air volume inside there based on how they stack. So you could throw spot on, you could throw just a little bit light, which is actually perfect in my opinion, because it leaves me enough room for the buffer that I add. And now I don't know if I'm going to be shooting everything with buffer. We're going to find out based on the pattern test, but I would prefer to shoot buffer. It does typically help the pattern downrange. With all that said, I wanted to share this with you guys and let you know that we would be producing a new series and doing some load development and getting out and doing some pattern testing. We'll also be doing some hunting, but that will all have to be viewed over on the other platform, Rumble. So, unfortunately, I know a lot of you watch YouTube, but maybe it's time to make the switch. So, with all that said, thanks for stopping by again, and hope to see you over on Rumble.